Hi, welcome to Something to Talk About. Show where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's all I got. The points are like this joke. It doesn't matter. Points are also like
matter. None of this matters.
none of this. So if you've never been here before, I do these in one long take. No script. I mean, I have cards to read off, but there's no like actual script about my comments. And I go off the cuff. It's mostly improv. Yeah. So I'm going to state more than normal these Pokemon typings. They don't matter, right? This is just me talking about hypothetical Pokemon types to hypothetical characters. If you disagree, please tell me in the comments. I've had some really good comments. Somewhere I'm like, oh yeah, no, it totally should have went that way. I made the Buffalo Sabres in my NHL one not steel type. They're sabers. They're made of metal. What was I thinking? So yes. Well, you know, we all make mistakes. So if you've seen the thumbnail and you click this, the title, everything's alluding to this is my every Super Mario World, the 1990 video games, characters, Pokemon types. So this isn't for the movie. This isn't like Smash Bros. These are the characters that I'm covering. 78 characters. Oh, this is going to be a long one. "78 characters. It's going strictly off their representation in this game, right? So, for the most part, I gotta give Bowser fire moves, even though he doesn't use any in this one. I don't care. For the most part. So, let's jump into it. I got 78 to go, and man, I wouldn't mind actually enjoying my day off. This is caffeine. It's not an alcoholic beverage or anything. I'm filming this at 8 in the morning. All right, slide number one. I do these alphabetically for the most part again. And yeah, let's just jump into it. The amazing flying hammer brother is our first one. It looks like we're dealing with flying and fighting type. Their moves are hammer arm because it's like the only thing I could see that says hammer, and aerial ace because, you know, they're flying around like aerial ace. Now here comes the first of many ghost types, the big boos. So this is a big one specifically. As you can see, I do have the sprites from the game, so I couldn't always get good ones for the main art, but I got the little sprites up there. So this is the big one that hides its face when you're not looking, and then, or when you're looking at him and then he comes after you. So straight up ghost type. I gave him Nightshade, Curse, and Shadow Force because they do disappear too. Now we have this thing that just flies through the screen, the Big Bubble. Big Bubble, I went with Poison because he's green. I don't know, maybe he's got poison on him. Maybe he's a big bubble of poison gas. So, oh, I didn't put the poison icon on there. Oh, first of many mistakes of the day. Ghost, Poison, Shadow Ball because it's a ball, and then Poison Gas because I'm pretty sure he's full of gas. How many dragon types do you think there's going to be? Probably a few. Blarg is the fire dragon, fire and dragon types. Moves are Sacred Fire, Lava Plume because he's just hanging out in lava, and Dragon Rush because he like rushes at you, he jumps at you. And then Blurp, one of the mini fishies, straight up water type. Dive because they're in the water, they're diving down. And Aqua Jet because they swim at you. I don't know how to work with. This is a really goofy list. I'm going to say it right now. It's like all they do is just, most enemies just jump at you or move towards you. So I had to come up with what their Pokemon things are. All right. This next one, I always thought they were called Bob-Bombs. B-A-bomb. I thought that my whole life. But according to all the research I could find, at least for this video game, they're called Bob-Ombs. What? I lived a lie my whole life. Steel type, but just one move. And that is self-destruct. Yeah. Bob-Ombs. Bob-Ombs. Wow. Mind blown. Then we got the bony beetle. They are bug and ghost because they are dead as far as I can tell. They walk a little and then they squint down with and put up some spikes. Bug ghost, a twin needle because of their spikes, and then shadow bone because they're bony. All right, now we got the smaller boo, little boo buddy. Ghost type shadow ball again because he's a little ball, and I use shadow ball a lot. And shadow sneak because they sneak up on you. Now we got the Boo Buddy block. So if you're curious what this one is, some boos turn into blocks, and then you can jump on them, and then they'll turn back into boos and come after you. And that's this guy. So Ghost Rock. Heck yeah, that's a good typing. Moves Poltergeist and Stone Edge and Stealth Rock. I thought that worked out. Now here I got a picture of the disappearing boo, Shadow Force because they disappear, and Ghost type. Yeah, the boos aren't. The boos are boos. I think we're done with the boos. Now we can move on to the big man. Alphabetically, we have Bowser. As I said in the beginning, I gave him fire because he is synonymous with his fireball, even though he doesn't do it in this game. So I broke one of my rules. But you know what I say? Everything's made up and the points don't matter. It really doesn't. All right, so just calm down. Dragon and fire again. We have Dragon Breath, Fire Blast, Fly because he's in his weird clown reverse helicopter. God, this game's weird. And Seismic Toss because he throws things at you. We'll get to what he throws at you. They're in here. So, yeah, that was my 11th thing. Going up to my 12th, we have the Bowser statue. So these can be two different types, but I just combined them. One are the ones that shoot fire. The other ones are the ones that jump. I just said, screw it. They're both rock, fire, stone edge, and pyro ball. You'll see pyro ball a lot too. So yeah, we already dealt with our big legendary with our Bowser. I guess you can kind of call Big Boo a legendary too, like the bosses. All right, let's get more steel types here with Bullet Bill. Bullet Bill is steel, and his move is Iron Head, and then I have his bigger version, Bonsai Bill, which just looked cooler. Steel, and I gave him Heavy Slam. So both of them steel types. Do you think I'm done with steel types? Well, I'm not, but this one isn't. I got Buzzy Beetle, which is just straight up bug. And then I gave him a Bug Buzz. Can you feel my bug buzz? It's a Nirvana / Vaseline's reference for you. And Iron Defense because they're hard to kill. If you jump on them, it don't do anything. Chainsaw. Yeah, I couldn't get good art, so it just showed you where they are in the game. Steel type and then Gear Grind. You're just chainsaws, guys. Not a big deal. All right. Oh, he doesn't have a name. The big jumpy. What are these guys called? I got it right here. I don't know why I didn't change his name. Charging Chuck is this bloke's name. Fighting type. His moves superpower and tackle because they come at you. And also they throw footballs, so I gave him rock throw. I know football isn't a rock, but I want to give him a throw. And I didn't want to keep giving things seismic toss or vital throws. So, screw it. Rock throw. Deal with it. Cheap, which is a really weird name for a fish. Cheap. God, I love the names, though. Water type, flip turn, because they do move around. And because these are the ones that they don't just go across the screen like what are they called? Blurps. I already covered them. Blurps, right? Yeah, blurps. Blurps just go one direction, right? Not the boy band. I mean, they go one actual direction. Cheaps go back and forth, right? So I gave them flip turn. Bubble, because sometimes they show up in bubbles. Not actually. That's not actually the reason. Lots of things show up in bubbles, and I didn't give them bubble. I don't know. I give them bubbles. Screw it. And flail, because sometimes they're on not water stages and they're flailing around. Decoy. That's so in certain castles when you fight some Koopa children, these 2 decoys show up, and yeah, I just gave them Copycat, the normal type. They're just little decoys. I had nothing to work with here, guys. All right, so the big old Dino Rhino, ground type, and I gave him a bulldoze when he comes at you. Why ground? I give a lot of rhinos ground. Moving on. Ground fire for Dino Torch. So these are the smaller versions that shoot fire, flamethrower, and bite. Yeah, super cool. I love ground fire. Let's make that Pokemon. I'm sure they're out there. The Dolphin, which you can ride. So water type, of course. Brine, Waterfall, and Surf. Just nothing but HMs. These guys are definitely HM servants if I've ever seen one before. I mean, you just ride them around. Dry Bones, Ghost and Ground, and I gave him Bonerang because he throws the bones. So why ground? Bone Pokemon or ground type? I didn't make the rules. Look at Cubone. Look at Marowak. The bone moves, Bonerang, Bone Club, ground moves. So bone Pokemon are either going to be ghost, but if they actually straight up attack with bones, I'm probably going to give them ground type. So recover, because after you step on them, they wait a little second, and they pop back up. So Eerie. I always thought these guys stood out. Like, they don't look like the other ghosts, and they just kind of like fly across the screen really quickly. Yeah. Weird. They're weird. Eries are weird. Nightshade. All right, let's get some more fire types. Fire Snake, type Fire, Fire Blitz, and Slizzly Slide. I can't say Sizzly Slide. Well, I'm thinking of Rick and Morty. The slippery snail, Sizzly Slide. That's what I gave the Fire Snake. I'm not tired. You're tired. Fishbone. All right. This guy decided to give Shadow Bone and not a ground type. I'm not sure why. Because there's also Ghost Bone moves, because when Cubone and Marowak went Ghost type. There's no logic here. This is an insane place. What can I say? I mean, whatever. I try to hold firm with my logic, and then I throw it right out the window 2 slides later. Water Ghost, Dive, and Shadow Bone. Then we got the Fishing Boo, Ghost Fire, awesome typing. I've seen Fire Ghosts before. Will-O-Wisp, of course, in Mystical Fire. Ooh. Then we got the Flashing Shell. I give it Fairy type, because it's all flashy and glittery, and I gave him Sparkly Swirl. Rabbits, baby, because they just spin and come at you. If you don't remember these guys, they're just the flashing shells of all colors that are just flying at you at all times. And then I gave him Shell Smash, because he's trying to smash you with his shell. It makes plenty of sense. Fuzzies, Dark type, Night Slash. Simple, nice and simple. Remember when Goombas looked like this? Yeah, a little different. Not quite the Goombas you remember. Not quite the mushroom-shaped Goombas. Normal type. I know I probably should have went grass type because they look like fungus, but they don't really come off as mushrooms in this one, and they don't do anything grass-like. They do have big, teeth, so I gave him bite. And I don't know why defense curl. He just looks like he's all curled up and defenseful. And then headbutt because his whole body's a head. Yep. Now we got the Flying Goomba. Normal flying. Wing attack. Bounce, because they just bounce around. And high jump kick, because it's funny to give him high jump kick. Deal with it. Hey, we got an electric type. Hothead. I know what you're thinking. Hothead's fire. It isn't. It's described as electrical, and he's kind of like the bigger brother version of another Pokemon coming up with the name Sparky. They look almost exactly the same, except Hothead's the bigger one. So I went with turning him electric. So Electro Ball, because he is a ball, and he's very sparky. So Spark. Hey, we got the first Bowser Kid. Iggy Koopa, named after Iggy Pop, by the way. One of my favorite musicians of all time. And he did the no shirt thing way before Bert Kreischer did it. I still like Bert Kreischer. I'm just saying, give credit when credit's due. Fire fighting, no retreat, pyro ball, and withdraw. Yeah. Then we got just the normal Koopa. Oh, here we go. We go through the Koopa evolution now. So we got 2 sets of Koopas. So we got shellless and shelled Koopas. So here's the first shellless. Normal, tackle. They're like the Rattata of this world. And then Super Koopas, which are normal flying. Flying and gust. Yeah, it's not a bad move. Or fly and gust. Then we have the shelled version, also normal. Tackle and defense curl. And withdraw, because, you know, they go into their shell before they get eaten. And then Koopa Paratroopa. God, these names. Normal flying. Gave them sky attack, tackle, and also withdraw. All Koopas get tackle. Hey, here's Likatu. That sounds like a Pokemon name even. So, all right. So sometimes they throw spiked shells at you, which we'll get to. And sometimes they give you a present. So Vital Throw. So they're flying type. Vital Throw and Present. Because they'll give you 1-ups. Good old Likatu. Go Likatu. Hey, we got another Bowser's Kid, Koopa Kids. Thank you. Fire fighting again. No retreat again. Pyro Ball again. And withdraw. So he sucks his head in, right? And then he takes out this ball of fire and it goes, sound effects. And it comes at you, and then you have to jump over it, and then you jump on him, and then he eventually will go off. So, yeah, that's what's going on with Larry. And guess what? We have another one right after. We got Lemmy, named after Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. Ace of Spades. Fighting Dark, not Fire this time. So this guy's the one who pops in and out of the tubes, and there's the 2 decoys. So I gave him Taunt because he's taunting you. Withdrawal because, again, he can go into his shell, but also he can go into his pipe. And Low Kick because he'll come up backwards sometimes and try to kick at you. So Low Kick. Little Sparky. See, this is why I gave Hothead Electric, because Little Sparky's just the smaller version, and Little Sparky is definitely electric type. I mean, his name's Little Sparky. So I'll give him Spark. It's pretty simple. Guys, we're at 42. We're killing it. Ludwig von Koopa. Fire and fighting again. Also Pyro Ball. Bounce and Shell Smash. I should have gave him Rock Climb. I thought about it way later because not Rock Climb. Is there a wall climb? Probably Rock Climb because he crawls up the wall and then tries to fall on you. I should have done that. I went with Bounce instead, which was wrong. But yeah, Ludwig von Koopa. Then we got Magic Koopa, which are great. Very underrated. One of my favorite things. I'm glad he got like kind of a spotlight in the new Super Mario movie, which I went and saw with my wife. Enjoyed it. It's fine. Psychic type and Magic Room and Mystical Power. Magic Room because he messes with the room. Like he changes the blocks and yeah, Magic Room. Oh, here we go, guys. So the way I'm treating Mario and Luigi, I'm treating them as one character because they're not differentiated in this specific game, Super Mario World. I know they're way different from each other in other games, but not this one. Just player 1 or player 2, whatever you are. You want to be green, you want to be red. So the way I'm treating them as EVs. So I have normal, and then I have as if you gave them their 3 power-ups, such as evolution stones, right? So I got normal, which are big. I'm not making them small. I'm not starting them off as tiny. So normal type, they're going to have almost the exact same moves all the way through. They're always going to have Stomp, Bounce, and I think I'm also giving them all Brick Break. So Brick Break and High Jump Kick. So that's their normal set, which is a pretty good freaking set of moves. And then you give them a Fire Flower and now they are evolved into fire type. They're not normal fire. They're just fire. Just like how Eevee, when it's evolved into Flareon, isn't normal fire. She's just now fire type. So they're my Eevees. Fire type. So Stomp again. Now never mind. Maybe I guess I just stick Stomp with them all. Pyro Ball because it can throw fire, Fire Punch, and Inferno because it sounded awesome. The Cape version, so this is when you give them the feather. So they're flying type. Stomp again, Bounce, Sky Attack, and Gust. I was thinking when they do the spin, that's Gust. Why not? And finally, the Superstar, the Fairy type. Stomp again because I always get Stomp. Twinkle Tackle because it's fun to say. Swift because anytime there's a star motif, I like to give them Swift. And you go a lot faster, so I'm giving them extreme speed. There we go. I covered the Mario and Luigi's, all 4 of them. But that's only 47. Got a lot left, guys. So as I said earlier, Bowser throws things at you in this game. And this is what he throws. The Mecha Koopa. Steel type, Iron Defense, King's Shield, because he's like guarding King Koopa. I thought it made sense. King's Shield and Iron Head. So I know what you guys are thinking out there. Where's my ground types, man? Well, they're right here. Monty Mole, ground type, Dig, and a Rotor Tiller. And then his bigger version, Mega Mole, evolved form, ground type, Dig, Earthquake, and Bulldoze. Heck yeah, ground types. You want another Koopa Kid? Here's another Koopa Kid. Morton Koopa, Fighting, Bounce, Body Slam, and Flying Press. Here's the Munchers, the little black flowers that bite up at you. So Grass Dark, gave them Frenzied Plant, and Bite. There's this creepy thing that I didn't even know existed. I played all the way through this game. I totally forgot about the Ninja. Dark type and Brutal Swing. So Brutal Swing is described as throwing their entire body at you. Yeah, every bad guy in this game, pretty much. If they're not blowing fire, they're throwing their entire body at you. But yeah, but it's like dark. These little dark type. I thought it made sense. I know you want some grass types, so here we go. More grass, dark, just straight up bite. So this is the Piranha Plant specifically, not the Fire Piranha Plant. So this is just a Piranha Plant. All it does is bite. Don't worry, I got you later. Right now, I got you. The Piranha Plant that is jumping and the Piranha Plant, oh my God. The Piranha Plant that is jumping and the Piranha Plant that is fire. I combined them into one. So now it's grass, fire, a type you don't get to see a lot, ember, and bounce. I use bounce a lot. So Pokey, me and an advisor, if you will, went over to the type for this. Grass, ground, grass, poison. What do we do? So we went with grass, ground, spiky shield because they are spiky all around them. And also just the ground move, Spikes. I know what the ground move, Spikes, does, but I don't care. Porku Puffer, water poison. I do care. I mean, come on. It's a ground type move that's just called Spikes. I got to give it to him. I know Spikes are when you lay it all around the move or the arena and when somebody comes in, they get hurt, but I don't know. I thought it was perfect. Porku Puffer, water poison. They're essentially quillfish, but poison sting and poison tail. Now, we do not have Princess Peach because she was not called Princess Peach in this game. She was called Princess Toadstool. And yes, in Smash Bros, in Super Mario 2, in the new movie, she's not a damsel, right? In those things. And she's a strong, powerful woman. And I'm all for that. I wasn't one of the guys that got mad. Oh, they gave Peach, she's cool. Yeah, she's cool. Peach has always been cool. I'm not going to have that argument. But in this specific game, she's Princess Toadstool. And she doesn't do anything. She's just a damsel. Mario saves her. and she gives him a kiss and blushes. So that's all she has. She's fairy type, and I gave her sweet kiss. And that's it. I wish I could do more, but this game didn't do too much with her. So sorry, this isn't a political statement. I don't like to make political statements. Not when I'm sober. So let's get some more dragon types. Huh? Rex, dragon, moves, dragon rage, and endure. Why endure? Because when you stomp on him, he lives through it for the first time. Endure. Just get smaller. Rip Van Fish. What's with this name? Rip Van Fish. Get it together. Water, Psychic, Aquatail, and Rest. Here's another legendary type coming up. Boss fight at the Fortresses. Reznor, named after Nine Inch Nails frontman Trent Reznor. Reznor has Fire Rock, and it gave him Fire Blast because they do shoot that fire, and also Wide Guard because it's a rock move, and also they're like guarding the exit, and they're like wide. I don't know. I thought it was cool. That Wide Guard. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's give him Wide Guard. I don't think I've ever given Pokemon Wide Guard before. All right, now we have Roy Koopa. I gave him straight up fighting type, bounce, body slam, flying press. If a lot of these guys are duplicates, is because there's duplicates. There's only 3 types of boss fights: the tube ones, the freaking walk up, stomp down ones, and the, or maybe there's 3, but whatever. There's two Koopa kids per type of fight, so they all kind of are copying each other. That's what I'm getting at. All right, more steel types. Spike Top is steel poison. His moves: iron defense and poison sting. And then his evolved form, Spiny. Yeah, I went with just making him the evolved form. So these guys are the ones that get tossed by the dude on the cloud, Lakitu. Steel, poison, iron defense, poison sting. I made them exactly the same. So yeah. Now here's a cool one coming up, because we got the Sumo Brothers who stomp and make lightning. So fire, electric, thunderous kick. Huh? Right? All right. Pretty cool. Electric terrain because they do like light up the whole area, like the whole terrain. And then thunderbolt because they shoot down when they stomp. Piece of thunder comes down. So it's thunderbolt. Then it's thunder terrain because it goes. I put a lot of thought into that one. Not really, but you know. All right, Swooper. It's not a Zubat. Flying poison. It's not a Zubat. Wing attack, poison fang. It's not a Zubat. It's green. All right, Rip Van Fish might be my favorite name, but not anymore. Because Thwimp. This is probably my favorite name. They're called the Thwimp. That's great. Rock type, straight up. Rock throw. Why did I give him rock throw when all he does is like, because in the anime, when Geodude just throws his rock body, sometimes they'll call that rock throw. So if your body is rock and you're throwing it around, that's rock throw. So since he just like, I called it rock throw. Not his evolved form though, because Thwimp evolves into Thwomp, and Thwomp has Stone Edge. Thud. That's my impression of a Thwomp. Right there, go. And then they go. And then they go, Thwomp! Thud. All right. Torpedo Ted, just like Bullet Bills, but water type. So Steel, Water, Iron Head, and Aqua Jet. We made it to number 70, guys, with Urchin, Poison, Water. Earlier, I did the Porcupuffer, was Water, Poison. These guys are Poison, Water. Poison Jab, Toxic, like Britney Spears. Not her. She's probably a lovely person. I mean, the song. Know that you're toxic. And Surf. We got the Volcano Lotus. I wanted you guys to see it, and it's Volcano Lotus glory. Just shooting up 4 things at once. So another grass fire, and it's Petal Dance and Flame Burst. Sorry about the yawn. So then we got the Wiggler, Bug Grass, lunge because they come at you, and they got that magical flower, but I went with magic leaf because when you hit them, that thing goes away and they're a lot more mad at you. But yeah, so grass bug. We got Windy O Koopa, named after, well, Windy O, punk front lady, front woman. Fighting dark. Again, taunt withdraw, but so just like the other guy who comes up through the tube, he will throw his little legs out, and I gave him a kick. She doesn't do that, but she will bite. So I gave her a crunch. So yeah, she's a lot more powerful. Why do I have 2 wigglers? All right, I got 2 wigglers, guys. Yoshi, I did this out of order. Wiggler should have been after Windio. All right, Yoshi. So I kind of did the same thing with Yoshi, but the way I see it, Yoshis don't evolve into different Yoshis. Like it's not a power up, right? You hatch them from eggs. They're their own Pokemon. So these 4 Yoshis are just 4 different type of Pokemon. They're not evolved forms. Just Yoshi, Yoshi Blue, Yoshi Red, Yoshi Yellow. So we'll start with Yoshi. Give him normal type. Try attack, because the mechanic is when Yoshi eats a shell, he gets 3 different powers. So try attack. Or 4 different? Yellow, red, green, blue. 4 different powers. And yeah, and then I gave him a lick because of his tongue, and then stockpile, because when he takes in the shell, he's stockpiling that power until he uses it, or swallow when you don't spit it out in time and he just swallows it. So I'm giving them all those moves. So they're all getting lick, stockpile, and swallow. So Yoshi Blue, who is flying type, I gave fly. And then the rest of the Yoshi moves. Now you're going to see a pattern. So Yoshi Red gave fire type and then flamethrower. And then the rest of the Yoshi powers. Lick, stockpile, and swallow. And here we go, guys. 77. I said 78, but I was lying. 77 Yoshi Yellow. Ground type, earth power, and then lick, stockpile, and swallow. Because when Yoshi Yellow can just stomp. So yeah, here you guys go. Let's do everyone likes to click off right now. Don't click off. Let's look at the overview. Let's get to the numbers. 77 guys in yeah. So normal types are 9, fire types 14. This is more fire types than freaking any other Pokemon region. And yeah, I would do a fire only Nuzlocke. Finally, get a good one. A lot of those are really hard. Water type 8, grass type 6, electric 3, ice type is the only one not represented. Ice type, weird. All right, fighting 12, poison 8, ground 7, flying 6, psychic 2, bug 3, not a lot of bug types, rock 5, ghost 8, dark 6, dragon 3, steel 8, fairy 3. So still types more than normal, ghost more than normal, fire a bunch. It'd be a fun region. Really mix things up. All right, there you guys go. I did it at 35 minutes. That's not bad for me. With 70 of these, but they were pretty simple. I moved right through them. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to do another Pokemon typing. I haven't done one in forever, and I'm working on another really big one, but it's going to take me a long time, but I just want to get it up by June. I won't tell you what it is, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's funny, I had the idea to do this before I even remember that the new Mario movie's coming out. So then when I'm like, oh, the new Mario movie's about to come out, I started working on this a long time ago. I'm like, oh, I should finally do this one. So I finally did this one. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please click one of the videos around here. And have a good day. And your princess is in the wrong castle. Uh-oh, you found the princess. Wrong, she's in another house. Go away.